Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, would you please call the roll?
Senators Aguilar. Aguilar.
Absent.
Baumgardner. Cook. Coram. Court. Crowder. Donovan. Finberg. Finberg.
Absent.
Fields. Garcia. Gardner. Guzman. Hill. Hill.
Absent.
Holbert. Holbert. John. Jones. Kagan. Kafalis. Kerr. Lambert. Lumberg. Marble. Martinez Humenic. Martinez Humenic. Merrifield. Moreno. Neville. Neville.
Absent.
Priola. Scott. Smallwood. Tate. Todd. Williams. Zenzinger. President Grantham.
Excused. Finberg is right back there. You want to call him?
Finberg. Hill. Neville.
Just missing Irene. Okay. With 33 present.
Mr. President.
Oh, I'm here as well. With 33 present, 1 absent, 1 excused, we indeed have a quorum. Senator Court, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, guests, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the reading of the Journal of Wednesday, January 17th be dispensed with and that the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
Excellent. You've all heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 36 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 35 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 34 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 32 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 31 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations. January 17, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 30 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation be placed on the consent calendar.
Senate Services. Oops, one more, sorry.
January 17, 2018, Mr. President, the Committee on Education has had on consideration, had a hearing on the appointments and recommends appointments be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Board of Trustees for Colorado Mesa University for term expiring December 31st, 2018, Robert Glenn Wilson of Mac, Colorado, Republican resident of Mesa County, reappointed. For terms expiring December 31st, 2021, Raymond Lee Analeonis of Parshall, Colorado, Republican appointed. Stephanie Louise Motter of Grand Junction, Colorado, Democrat and resident of Mesa County, appointed. January 17, 2018, Committee on Health and Human Services. After consideration of merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 20 be referred to committee of the whole. The favorable recommendation. January 17, 2018, Committee on Health and Human Services. After consideration of merits, committee recommends the following. Senate Bill 50 be amended as follows, and as so amended, be referred to the committee of the whole with a favorable recommendation.
Please add Senator Aguilar to the roll. Senate Services.
Correctly engrossed, Senate Joint Resolution 3, correctly enrolled, Senate Bill 27.
Message from the House.
The House has passed on third reading and returns herewith, Senate Bill 27.
Signing of bills.
The President has signed Senate Bill 27.
Delivery to the Governor.
To the Governor for signature on Wednesday, January 17, 2018 at 3:30 p.m., Senate Bill 27.
The moment you've all been waiting for. Announcements. Senator Newell. Let's, before we do announcements, let's recognize our good friend and colleague, Senator Newell. Welcome back to the chamber. Senator Merrifield.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am attempting to stand in for Senator Newell by making this announcement. She is here with the organization Colorado Common Cause. If those folks who are here with them would stand, we would recognize them as a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization dedicated to strengthening democracy in the state. And since 1971, they have fought to protect voting rights and fair elections, reduce the influence of money in politics, and increase government transparency and accountability. Wonderful efforts from you. Thank you so much.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, Joint Budget Committee will be continuing with our hearings with the joint committees of reference. Today we'll be discussing several topics with the Joint Health and Human Services Committee at 1:30 p.m. in room 271. I'd encourage all members of those of the senators on the Joint Committee to bring these little books, summary books here, of the governor's requests. But I'd also like to announce that per some annual statutory requirements, there's going to be a presentation on waiting lists for services for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, public testimony on the same subject, presentation of staff fiscal note and Office Legislative Legal Services, and a presentation to that committee from the Child Ombudsman's or Protection Ombudsman's Office. Those won't be JBC presentations, but I think, actually, I think by law we have to go to some of those from the JBC as well. So it should be an interesting afternoon, and we'll have some other handouts for you at the meeting. Thank you.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, January 18th, is a very important date. 2 reasons. One, we only have 2 days left to collect funds for the steer. And frankly, we're not doing that well. We need to step up. If you have not contributed, please do so. Remember that your campaign funds can be used for this, and I would ask you to let's step up, because these young people are dependent on us. The other reason that it's important, January 18 is Diana's birthday today. Diana's 70 years old today, and we all want to wish her a very happy birthday. And if she were here, she would be hustling you for money. I'll just let you know right now.
Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members and colleagues, I want to call your attention to an event that will be held tomorrow, Friday, when young PhD researchers from many of our research universities and laboratories in Colorado will be presenting their work. On your desk, you'll find a copy of this flyer right here. Everybody look. All right, this flyer. The project it refers to is a poster day, because of each of the 60 researchers will stand next to a poster that outlines their research project. Starting at the rotunda on the first floor, these displays will be extended north into the atrium. When we adjourn on Friday, I hope that you will be able to stop by and tour the projects and visit the researchers. The project organized in my district at the Anschutz Medical Campus, but as you can see on the flyer, we have scientists from 3 CU campuses: CSU, UNC, and the University of Denver, National Jewish Health, NREL, NCAR, and NIST.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. I join Senator Priola in urging you to stop down on the first floor to meet and talk with these young researchers about the work tomorrow. You can maybe even pop in before we come onto the floor. One of the goals of the events is to get scientists and policymakers to talk about the importance of the scientific research that's going on right here in the great state of Colorado, the positive role that it plays in discovering new drugs, inventing new devices, forming new companies, and building and diversifying the economy of Colorado. The first event this past year was held on the Anschutz campus in the great city of Aurora, Colorado. And it has also included researchers from several other universities, as my good friend Senator Priola said. A number of you attended it, and it was successful that the postdoctoral students wanted to actually bring it down to the Capitol so that not only we as legislators and policymakers can see it, but that the general public is made more aware of it. These are great research projects and people that are making a great impact for the state of Colorado. So again, put this on your calendar, go visit tomorrow morning, and spend some time interacting with these great young researchers. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Please add the president to the roll. Any other announcements? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, we will have some bills to read over later today. We're going to recess until 1:30. You do not need to be here. You're always welcome. Mr. President, I move the Senate stand in recess until 1:30 p.m. today.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. We stand in recess until 1:30 today.